Hello everyone, welcome back to the next video. In this video, I will show you how to integrate Keycloak in Apache Superset for single sign-on. And apart from that, I will also show you how to map Keycloak roles to Apache Superset roles. So there is no like good video about this, so I decided to make one just so that you don't have to waste a lot of your time, just like I did. So yeah, let's get started. So first I have just created a working space directory and I have named it as test. I'm already inside my test directory. You don't have to do it. It's just that we need to clone superset repo. That's why I have created this. So first I will be using Docker. So if you don't have Docker, you will need to install it. Okay, so I'll just open Docker as well. Just enter my password for Docker. I think you might not even require this, but anyways, you just have to enter your system password for Docker. Next, first thing is we have to copy this particular command and I will have to paste it over here. So I will have to remove that dollar at the start, which is unfortunately in the command as well. So I'll just do this. Now it will clone inside our repo, so this will take a little bit of time, so let it do its thing. In the meantime, what I'll do, I will just open one more tab. I'll clear everything out. Okay, and I will go to Keycloak, click on get started. We want to get started with Docker. So for this we just have to run this particular command. So I'll just copy this command and I'll paste it over here. Again, make sure your Docker desktop app is running. So here you can see it will pull the image from Docker. Again, this will take a little bit of time. So yeah, let it do its thing. But once this is done, if you see, it is running on port 8080. So we just have to open. So you can just click on go to, like if you see, I have just click on this go to Keycloak admin console. I'll just open it inside a new tab. Here you can see once Docker setup is finished, you should be able to see this. And the default password is admin. I'll just click on sign in. Let's just go back to Superset. Okay, it is still cloning. This will take a little bit of time. So what I'll do is I will just create some realm roles. So suppose I want to create I don't know, some role naming as Keycloak admin. Okay, I'm not able to think of any roles. Okay, then I will create one more role. Suppose Keycloak public. Okay, so these two roles I have created, and if you have experience with Apache Superset, in that we have roles something like public, alpha, gamma. Okay, if you want to create more roles, you can do that as well inside Keycloak. But I think this is fine for me. Then I'll go to users. I'll come back to the admin. I'll just click on this email verified. I'll click on save. You don't have to do this, but it's just bothering me, that's why. Then I'll click on add user and I will just give username as nobody, email as nobody@nobody.com, first name is also nobody, last name is also nobody, and email verified I'll keep it as true. I'll click on create. Okay, I'll just set some password as well. Again, I'll just use nobody as the password, and here I'll just it is not temporary. I'll just click on save password. Okay, so this is done. Then go to role mapping. Click on assign role, and here, where is our role? I don't see our role. I'll just search for it. Okay, why is my role not visible? I think the Keycloak again has changed few things. These are realm roles, right? I have created Keycloak admin as well as Keycloak public, but it is, so we have this admin role as well. Role mapping, assign roles. Maybe I'll just disable this. Okay, hide. I don't know why this is not showing it to me. It should have shown to me. I don't know why. Let me check that offline and come back, but in the meantime I'll create one more user. something like noob somebody, I guess. Somebody. Okay, I'll make the email verified. I'll make it as somebody@somebody.com. First name somebody, last name also somebody. I'll click on create. I'll go to credentials. I'll click on set password. Again, I'll just remove this. I'll just do this and I'll paste this as well. Not temporary. I'll click on save password. Okay, so this is done. Let's come back to Superset. So Superset has finished cloning. Again, we'll go back to Superset quickly. We have to cd to our Superset repo. So I'll just do that. Then I have to check out this particular branch. So make sure whatever is the latest branch at the time of you cloning this repo, use that. At the time of me recording this video it is 4.1.1, so I will use that. So I will just check out that particular branch. Okay, then before we run this particular command, we have to make few changes inside our Superset repo. So first I'll open that particular repo inside VS Code. Okay, so I will just go to my project. We opened VS Code. I'll just drag and drop it. So the first thing which we have to concentrate in on is go to this Docker file, and here you will have to open this Python path -dev superset config superset_config.py. I am on Mac OS, so I don't think I need to install Python. It is installed by default. If you are on Windows, make sure, if you don't have Python installed locally, make sure you at least have Python 3. I'm not sure if this is a requirement or not, if or will Docker handle it internally for us. I'm not really good in that Docker part. But here inside superset_config.py, we will have to make few changes. So let's get started with that. So the thing which you have to do is first, once you open your Superset project, you have to go to this Docker file, and here we have to create one more file called requirements-local.txt. so inside this we have to install one dependency. That's why we have to create this requirements.txt file. So that's how things works in Python. Even I am not an expert on this. And inside this particular file, so in requirements local.txt, we have to add this auth-lib. So this is the dependency Docker will automatically install once we run the docker compose up command. Okay, so we don't have to worry about doing pip install and all that. This will be taken care of installing this particular dependency. Then you have to come to the superset_config.py file, and here we will have to make few changes. Before we do any kind of code changes inside that superset config.py file, we have to come back to Keycloak again. And here I'm using the same realm, master realm. If you want, you can create different realm as well. But if you are doing this for the very first time, if you are not experienced in Keycloak, it's better you keep the same realm. So here you can see this is the master realm, so don't create another realm if you are not comfortable. So I will just go to clients, and here we will have to create a client, and here I will just need to give some name. So I will just give name as Superset. Okay, and I'll click on next, and here we have to enable client authentication. Click on next again, and here we have to enter some valid redirect URIs, post logout URIs, as well as web origins. Now if you see over here, our Superset, if you come to the documentation, Superset is hosted locally on 8088. So based on that, we will have to enter the appropriate values over here. Alright, so the next thing is we just have to go to you just have to paste this URL. So for valid redirect URIs, it will be localhost:8088. So 8088 is where Apache Superset will be hosted or will be running. And then here you just have to add OAuth-authorize/keycloak. Then for this, http://localhost:8088/login and http://localhost:8088/* make sure you do not add a forward slash to this or any of this, otherwise this causes a lot of issues as well. So be careful, just do what I have shown you. Then I'll just click on save. So it has created this, and if I go to credentials, I have this client secret as well, which we will require. So yeah, that's it on the Keycloak side. Okay, so the next thing is, now we need, again I'm coming back, I have came back to our superset config.py file. inside docker folder which is present inside our superset repo, and we need to write a lot of code. So I will just copy paste the code, but before copy pasting it, you just scroll down to the file, and before this try block starts, we will have to paste it over here. So make sure you don't paste it at the end of the file, otherwise it will not work for you. You have to paste it before the try block starts. Okay, so I have written down all the code. I'll just scroll up. So from here my code starts. So firstly I am assigning some secret key. It can be anything. Then we have to define an auth type, auth o underscore auth. Then here we have to give a logout redirect URI. Now this should not be HTTPS, it should be only HTTP. I think I made that particular mistake everywhere, so I'll just remove S from everywhere. If you have hosted your Keycloak server on some AWS or cloud, then you can use HTTPS. I have not, I'm using local, that's why I'm using http://localhost 8080. So Keycloak is hosted on 8080, that's why Superset requires Keycloak support, and Superset is hosted on 8088, so that's why Keycloak required Superset support. So here you will have to pass your base URL. This will be common for everyone. Then here auth user registration as true. Then inside auth provider name is Keycloak, token key, access token, icon, fa-key. So this is just an icon. Then here is our remote app. Then we have to write the client ID. So in case if you forgot, if you just come go to your clients, and if you remember we had created this client, right? So this is the client ID Superset, so that's what I have copied over here. Then we require the client secret as well. So for that you can just go to credentials, copy this client secret which we have, and just paste it over here. Then the API base URL again localhost colon 8080, the rest will be same for everyone. Then the client argument. So scope I have defined open ID, profile and email, and this is the roles key. I'm not sure if this I feel is redundant, but anyways I have added it just to be on the safer side. Then here we have to define the server metadata URL. Again you can just copy paste it, just change the base URL instead of localhost 8080 to whatever is your Keycloak base URL. Then this is the API base URL, access token URL, authorize URL, and JWKS URI. Then here we also need to add auth role sync at login equal to true. Then this is the JWT algorithm RS 256. Then this is the public key. So again I'll just remove S, only http://localhost 8080. And then here I have defined a method to get the certificate. Now this is required because of the roles, because we need to map the roles, Keycloak roles to Superset roles, right? That's why we need this particular thing. Again I have just copy pasted this from a GitHub repo. Even I don't understand it fully, I'm not good in Python, but basically here we are getting the certificate from Keycloak. So here we are assigning it to this particular variable. Then here as you can see we had created this Keycloak admin as well as Keycloak public role, right? I have added two more roles. So typically in Apache Superset you have this kind of roles: admin, SQL_lab, public, alpha, gamma. So I have created this particular roles on Keycloak admin, and Keycloak public, which I have already shown you. So let's create Keycloak alpha as well. I have still not assigned those roles to our users. So I'll just go to realm roles, I'll click on create roles, I'll click on Keycloak alpha. Okay, so that role has been created. Then I'll create one more role, Keycloak gamma. Okay, I'll just have to go to realm roles, create roles. I'll just paste it over here and click on save. Okay, so that has been saved as well. Then again coming back to our code, then again auth role sync at login is true, auth user registration is true, and in case if the user has none of these roles, then we just assign a public role to the user. Then there is one more thing which we need to do for roles. We have to create this particular class. Again I have just copy pasted this code from GitHub. Even I don't understand the code fully. So here we actually get all the users data. So this first three lines, then here we get the decoded token, and from that decoded token we get the role, and then we just return back all these things whatever we get. And this is used for load user JWT. Again I've just copy pasted it from GitHub. Even I'm not really good at this. Then we just assign our class to this custom security manager, which is in Apache Superset, and this code is present by default, so I have not done anything to this. Now you also need to add imports, so just scroll up and make sure you add all these imports like jwt, url lib.request, json, from flask import g, then this superset.security import superset security manager, then auth from flask app builder security manager, then flask app builder security.sql.la.manager import security. I don't think we are using this, but anyways I have just added these 3 imports as well. Now once this is done, again we'll go back to the documentation of Superset, and here they have given us I think okay, so this is fine. Then to get started, we have to just copy this particular command, and here I'll just paste it over here inside our Superset code base. Now this okay, so this will take a lot of time because it needs to install a lot of dependencies. For me it could be quick, but I'm not sure for you because it will need to download all the dependencies. So let's just wait. Let me try to open 8088. Okay, so it is still throwing me an error, so I think it is still I think something is going wrong. Let's just check. Why is this throwing me an error? Maybe I'm forgetting something. Okay, let me quickly check what issue is it, and then I'll come back and because we are getting this exited code, right, and it keeps on trying. That's why it is a little bit frustrating as well. So I'll quickly check what the error is and I'll come back again. Okay guys, so I have figured out the issue. So the main issue is because Keycloak is also running on localhost, Superset is also running on localhost. That is causing the problem. So what you will need to do is you will have to deploy Keycloak to some cloud provider. I won't be going into that, but I have already deployed it, and I won't show you like my Keycloak base URL and client secret and all that. But basically what all things you will need to change is we have already done the setup. So you can deploy Keycloak to AWS or any cloud provider which you feel like, and whatever setup we did on Keycloak you will have to do it again, and then you will have to only change the base URL. Okay, you will have to change the client ID. If you kept the same client ID, that's fine. Client secret will not be the same, so you just check your client secret again, and here again you will have to change the base URL everywhere. So make sure over here as well, so make sure you change the base URL everywhere. I think apart from that nothing else will change, rest of the details will remain the same. So only thing is, you instead of localhost colon 8080 you will have to write your own base URL of cloud, change the client ID, client secret. I think that should be it. So yeah, I'll quickly change this, but I won't show it to you. You will have to do the same thing, and then we can directly run Apache Superset using this command which I just showed. So this particular command, so you can just run this command and it will automatically so once this is up and running, this will take a little bit of time. So but once you go to localhost colon 8088, it will show you that sign in with Keycloak option. One more thing which I forgot to tell you is assigning the roles. So here you can go to any user whichever you feel like. So I finally figured it out. Just go to any user, go to role mapping, click on assign role, and here you will have to filter by realm roles, and here you can see all the roles has been created. So I can just assign Keycloak alpha to this one, and I will come over here. I'll come over here and assign some role again, filter by realm roles, Keycloak gamma to this one. So yeah, something like this you can do. Alright guys, so here I am on our Apache Superset 8088 port, and here you can see I am able to see the sign in with Keycloak button. So you can just press on this. I can't show you guys the output unfortunately because of some reasons. So you can just click on sign in with Keycloak and then enter the credential. It will redirect you to the Keycloak sign in page. You just have to enter the credentials. So I will quickly do that and come back. Alright, so I have signed in into the portal, and I can just see this info tab for this exact what exactly I have the permission for this particular user. Okay, so I'll just go to settings, I'll go to info, and here you can see the alpha role was assigned. Now the public role was also assigned. I think the public role is assigned every single time, because I think in the code we have given the public role as the default role, which I think is a good practice. But alpha role was also assigned because this particular user, I have changed the role to Keycloak alpha. So the user role was Keycloak alpha, and here it got assigned to alpha. So hopefully you got the point. That's it. Thank you for watching. Bye.